Hello Year 7 Maths. Once again we're still working on Week 5 Lesson 1. We're up to Topic 7. So let's have a look at it. Topic 7. Problem solving and percentages. The price of a camera is $800. The discount is 20%. What is the discount? Well, you say to yourself, the discount is 20% of $800. So you can write it down just as you say it. The discount equals 20% of the price of the camera, which is $800. And once you see that, you can use your calculator. Easy. So if you want to use the percentage button or divide by 100 to get rid of it, it's up to you. I'll vary as I go. Shift percentage button, so 20% times 800 equals 160. Just remember, we've got a unit. The answer has to have the unit of dollars. So it's $160. Let's go on to another one. Question 3. Out of 250 students, 20% went to the camp. How many went to the camp? And you say to yourself, well, 20% went to the camp. So 20% of what? 20% of 250 students. So 20% of 250. We can do that on our calculator. So we'll say 20, let's get the percentage sign, of 250, oops, I'll put 255, I'll have to start again. Alright, so 20% of 250 equals 50. 50 what? 50 students. So we get our answer straight away. Let's have a look at another one. If 64% of students are present, what percentage is absent? Well, what percentage represents 1? It's 100%, isn't it? So if we know 100% represents everyone, and we want to, if we know there's 64% present, what percentage is absent? Well, let's have a look. 100 take away 64 equals 36. So we've got 36% because we've got the percentage sign are absent. If 85% of a class went to a school play, what percentage did not go? Once again, if 85% are there, how many more do we need to get to the whole class, which is 100%? So you say to yourself, well, 100% minus 85%. Or you'll say to yourself, what do I add to 85 to get to 100? You'll end up with 15%. Let's keep going. It says, out of 60 students, 33 1/3% are sick. How many are not sick? If 33 1/3% are sick, how many are not sick? Well, 33 1/3. Let's have a look. We can have a look at 33 1/3% of, which means times, of 60 are sick, and then we can subtract it from 60. There's so many different ways to do this. Or we can look at it and say, well, if the percentage that aren't sick is going to be 100 minus 33 1/3%. And if we looked at that, we'd end up with 66 2/3% of the 60 students are not sick. Now I'm not sure what their answer is going to be in, so if we find out not sick, so not sick equals 66 2/3% of how many students? The total was 60 of 60 students. And we can calculate that. So we've got, our problem is our 66 2/3, so I'll show you how to do that on your calculator. So you put in 66, and you should have a fraction button where you've got a whole number. So if you see it, it's in the shift keys number, so press shift, that, and it brings up a fraction. So 66, and we've got 2, and down the bottom, thirds. So we've got our 66 2/3, then we've got to go back up to the top, so it's in the right order. Get your percentage sign, which is there, and it's of 60. Just remember, of in maths means times, and we get 40. So 40 students, 40 students weren't sick. Here it says, add 10% of $68 to 25% of $300. Goodness me, we've got two questions there. So we've got to find 10% of $68. We've also got to find 25%, so we've got two questions here, of $300. And then we're going to add them together, because that's what it says to do, to add them together. So let's have a look at it. 10% of $68. $6.80 is the answer, but I'll prove it to you. So we've got 10% of 68 equals $6.80. And then 25% of $300. 25, shift the percentage sign, times 300 equals $75. So we've got $6.80 plus $75. So we'll rewrite that so we can see it. So your answer, $6.80 plus 75. Already got 75 there, so we'll add $6.80 equals $81.80. So there's our answer. Next one. 42 out of 70 students play tennis. What percentage play tennis? So we need a fraction or a decimal. So we've got it there already. We know the total is 70. So we've got 42 divided by 70 multiplied by 100%. So on our calculator, we've got 42 divided by 70 multiplied by 100, and we'll get our percentage. So we've got 60%. So 60% play tennis, because that's what the question was asking. Let's keep going. Find 12% of 5 kilograms, giving the answer in grams. So if our answer is going to be in grams, we might need to multiply this by 1,000 to make it grams to begin with. So we'll end up with starting with 5,000 grams. That might help you because you know your answer is going to be in grams. So straight away, 12% of means times. So we've got 12% of 5,000. On your calculator, 12% times 5,000 equals 600. So our answer is 600 grams. And keep going. What percentage is 80 of 896? The of 896 is telling you that's the total. So what's our decimal or fraction? 80 divided by 896. And to get that to a percentage, we multiply by 100%. So we end up with, on our calculator, 80 divided by 896 equals, multiplied by 100, you didn't have to press the equal, but anyway, 8.928, and it goes on. So we might have to change this. So we've got, we know we start with 8. Let's get rid of 8. Put our decimal now, change it to a fraction, and we've got 13 out of 14. So it's 8 and 13/14%. So, just remember that decimal keeps going. Express 12 grams as a percentage of 216 grams. Same thing. Of 216 tells you that's the total. So we start with 12. We divide by 216. And to change it to a percentage, we multiply by 100%. And we end up with, let's try it again, 12 divided by 216 multiplied by 100 equals, oh, we've got a decimal again, so we'll leave the 5 there before the decimal. We'll take away 5. And we're left with our decimal, change it to a fraction, and we've got 5/9. You can leave your answer as a decimal, but because it's a continuing decimal, it's easier to change it to a fraction. So there you go, that's the answers for topic 7.